don't have to scream at Dad. Carol says, she was brokenhearted. She says, Dad, he has never told me he loved me in my entire life. He's never told me he's proud of me in my entire life. And I said, that's not Bill Cosby dying in there. That's the great Santini. And she says, has he ever told you that? I said, oh, every day. You know, Pat, I love you so much. I wish I felt the same about Carol. I said, of course he hasn't told me he loves me. Of course he hasn't told me he's proud of me. He shows it in different ways. And she said, tell me a way he showed. I said, Carol, he sent you $1,000 a month, every month for the last 25 years. And he bragged about your poetry. And that was him saying, I love you, Carol. I'm proud. We have to learn to translate what the great Santini is saying. Then I get her calmed down. We go back in, and we sit there. Now, Alabamians, I know y'all will understand this next part. I can control a lot about my brothers and sisters except one thing. Who they marry. So my sister Kathy married Bobby Joe Harvey, who proudly bills himself as the only redneck of the Conroy family. And he thinks the family would be a lot better if we had a lot more rednecks enter the family. Well, Bobby Joe comes in. And Bobby Joe is Class C, I want to tell you. This boy ain't even going to take a place in the back of the bus in Alabama. This guy rides heavy. So Bobby Joe shuffles in, you know. And he goes, he looks over my father, who's going to be dead within a day. And he says to my dad, hey, old man, how you doing? My father looks at him, and I swear he said this. I love you, Bobby Joe. I'm proud of you, Bobby Joe. And my sister goes on like a Roman Catholic with this thing. What I have loved about writing about the South, I was in New York last week, and I had one reporter say, when are you going to grow up and write about something beside the South? And I said, Bubba, I hope I never do. You got it? And here's what I like about being Southern. And I really like this. I noticed when Cassandra got up, then Rick Bragg got up. I saw your participation in the literary life of Alabama. When we read these books, they end up defining who we are. And I've been proud of this from the day I started writing. And I remember my mother always, don't forget the stories. Don't forget them. I will not do it. I had a grandfather who walked with a wooden cross on Good Friday in Anniston, Alabama, to celebrate the death of Jesus. Somebody in New York told me, you made that up. I said, let me tell you something about the South. You can't make anything. It is simply impossible. But what I loved about this, y'all's response. And I wrote about Charleston because it's the most beautiful place I've ever been. And I could never be part of South of Broad, but I know South of Broad exists all over the South. Heard a phrase last night, never heard. I live over the mountain. Every part of the South has this. Every part has a way of differentiating itself, separates itself. Every part has it. And it is up to the writer to note that. But what I love the best in my coming to Alabama, winning the Hoover Prize, is I love being a part of a tradition. I met that night Bill and Rhoda Cobb. I read their book that comes in. Cassandra will tell me the stories of her life and time. So I read these books as she writes them. When I read Rick Bragg, All Over But the Shouting, I thought, okay, this is what literature is supposed to feel like. This is what literature sounds like. This is what literature my mother would adore. This is what she gave me at birth. And when my mother was dying, we tried to figure out a way to say goodbye to Mom. So her 7 children, we sat around her in the hospital room. And we sat there, we brought out a book of poetry. And we read poetry to my mother. Because we wanted her to go out. We wanted to send her off with a great wave of the English language that I think has been made most beautiful in the South. We have suffered more. We've been misunderstood more. We deserve to be misunderstood more. But I still love when that comes together and those things happen. And it is that same wave of language which has brought all of us together tonight. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming. And I'm taking up a collection because Rick Bragg is trying to buy another polo from me. And he rides with Frank Stitt.